Hello everyone, I'm Tushar Sharma and I will be elaborating on the topic ethical relativism. You have your way, I have my way. As for the right way, it does not exist. Popular German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche described, or one can say, the gist of ethical relativism in this quote. Let's get to the basics first. Ethical relativism, the doctrine that there are no absolute truths in ethics, and what is morally right or wrong varies from person to person or from society to society. According to the conventional ethical relativism, it is the values and standards of society which define what is moral behavior. Also, ethical standards are set not absolutely, but according to the dictates of a given society at a given time. Thus, if we conform to the standards of a society, then we are behaving ethically. However, we know that ethical standards change over time within one society and vary from one society to another. The problem with this view of ethics is how we decide societal ethics. Therefore, they are standards of society at large. The standards of a society are chosen, professions are chosen, and the standards of the peer group to which we belong are also chosen. For example, the standards of society at large tend to be protected within the laws of that society. But how many of us rigorously abide by the speed limits? Different grouping within society tend to have different moral standards of acceptable behavior, and we have a tendency to behave differently at different times and when we are with different groups of people. Now, there are some universal moral principles which are denied when it comes to making decisions of moral nature. Examples of universal moral principles are like the acceptable facts that killing an animal is criminal, never tell lies, and stealing is wrong. Well, it is argued that relativist is doubtful of universal moral principles and that is more focused on an idiocentric moral judgment of each specific circumstances and stakeholders. In other words, when facing with moral dilemma, relativists will make decisions based on how they define morally acceptable factors. At the outset, relativism seems to portray the relativists are unsympathetic and would not consider the adverse impact on others when making decision. An individual with the relativism value has a tendency to be insensitive to others and less empathetic on the impact of their decisions to others. This is because relativists do not follow the universal moral principles but to make decisions based on individually defined judgment. Hence, it suggests that when facing dilemma, budding business leaders with a relativism value will concern more on profit maximization. Therefore, it is posited there will be a negative relationship between relativism and budding business leaders' attitudes toward corporate social responsibility. Thank you very much.